Good evening, everyone. How do I lower my volume? How do I do that? Good. So we're just waiting for our quorum. We're one person shy. In the meantime, no one signed up in advance for the public hearing portion of the meeting. If there's anyone here who would like to speak for the public session, please let us know.
Hello. All right, so I go through who I don't have recorded for attendance. Hazel, Cadian, she's running late. Rabbi, Ken Gelnick, Wendy. Oh, wait, I forgot Debbie. So we should have a quorum actually. But let me just continue to go through. Kadera, okay, Juan, Naomi, Shrado, Juanita, Lisa, Soto, I got Villela, Joe Thompson, and Janice and Dwayne. Anybody? Oh, okay. I got Stephanie. All right. If anybody knows about the whereabouts of the other people, but we do have a quorum this time. We are live streaming. I'll record as a backup.
All right. Once again, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the first meeting of the new term of Bronx Community Board 11. The time now is 7:03 p.m. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. We're pulling up a flag online. And please. All right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. A moment of silence for our fallen first responders and medical and military service personnel, and for those suffering throughout the world. You may be seated. Reading of the conduct statement. Community Board 11 meetings must be held in a professional and hostile-free environment. The following rules of conduct are applicable to members of the public, Community Board 11 and Community Board 11 staff. Any action or behavior that disrupts or interferes with Community Board 11 business will not be tolerated during any Community Board meeting and may result in the individual or individuals being asked to leave. If the action or behavior continues, this may be considered disturbing the peace and the appropriate authorities may be summoned. If the meeting is held remotely, the person may be muted or expelled for the remainder. Repeated violations by the same person or group of people may result in further action by the community board. All public speakers must address the full board or the committee with their concerns. Electioneering for a position other than an officer of Community Board 11 is prohibited. Engaging in acts of violence, including threats, are grounds for immediate suspension of the right to attend meetings, pending review by the Ethics and Disciplinary Committee. Respect the equality, diversity, and privacy of all people by respecting and valuing differences of culture and opinion. Refrain from unpleasant or disparaging remarks and other actions. Abstain from all forms of harassment by actively discouraging it. Disseminating false information is prohibited. I already mentioned the public hearing. No one signed up, so we will move on to our gallery session. First speaker who signed up is Ms. Sarah Delaney, homeowner. We'll circle back. Accessible transportation for seniors and disabled in the Bronx. Stephen A. Williams. Okay. We will circle back. Sandy Liriano.
Good evening. Yeah.
Forgot to mention. So gallery session speakers will receive an initial 2 minutes of uninterrupted speaking time. Those registered in advance will be called upon in the order they registered. Thereafter, after speaking, they may respond to at most 4 questions or comments from board members. The question and answer period may not surpass 4 minutes, leading to a total time restriction of 6 minutes per speaker. Further speaking time must be approved by a majority vote of the community board. Sandy, it's all yours.
Thank you, and it's a pleasure to be here. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back, CB11. My name is Sandy Liriano. I work for the New York City Civilian Complaint Review Board. I'm just going to make a general announcement as we're asked to do. Now that we're back, we're a city agency that investigates allegations of police misconduct. So if individuals feel like they've had an interaction with an officer where an officer maybe has used excessive or unnecessary use of physical force, has abused their authority. Oh, sure. Is this better? Okay, yeah, so I guess I'll start again. So I work for the New York City Civilian Complaint Review Board. We're a city agency that investigates allegations of police misconduct. So anything from allegations of officers using excessive or unnecessary use of physical force, abusing their authority, being discourteous or offensive language. With the obvious statement that, you know, policing is very difficult work, it's very necessary work. But if there is an instance where a civilian feels like they've had an interaction that falls within those categories, they are more than welcome to reach out to the agency to file a complaint, which they can do so online, or you can call 311, they can route you to us, you can come in person to our office, any of these ways. And that's pretty much it. Thank you so much.
Do we have any questions? No. Thank you, Sandy. Next is Ronald Colangelo.
Welcome back. Oh. Welcome back, everybody. We start a half hour. Hello, it's me. Okay, so welcome back. Start a half hour late. I don't want to hear that, you know, the things run late because, you know, too many people are talking, but that got squashed after dealing with it from September to the last meeting. Otherwise, things are good. We lost the battle for 1900 today in the city council. I guess we didn't have enough people showing up to speak on the project. Free bus ride, not a lot of people showed up for the free bus. I took the train because I figured some old lady might need a seat, but I guess that didn't matter. So now we got to deal with Bally's, which again turned into a raucous riot where everybody toned down and screamed and yelled. And that looks like if it does get picked, because it doesn't have to get picked, you know, that's going to be going through. So our neighborhood officials are going to be 0 for 2. So I think we need stronger representation. Anyway, that's about it. Hopefully everybody will understand that I will be here for every meeting if I can find out where it is. I don't think I should have to call. It should be noted someplace on the community board letterhead, somewhere. But we'll see how the progress goes. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Brian Adams.
Hi there. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Good evening.
It's okay.
Welcome back to the new season. Bronx CB11. We got some new members. I'd like to give a shout out to the new members of CB11 Bronx, New York. I'm speaking in regards to the 49th Precinct Community Council monthly meeting. It will be held September 30th on a Tuesday at 7 p.m. up the road at 1824 Bronxdale Avenue. That's Morris Park Association building, okay? You can talk anything you want about police, crime, and quality of life issues, and only that, okay? That is not a community board meeting. That's only for police, police, crime, and quality of life issues, okay? The new community officer, the new commanding officer will be there until our QL team, that's quality of life. The QL team will report strictly and exclusively on quality of life issues, okay? Remember the date, Tuesday, September 30th, 7 p.m. at Bronxdale Avenue.
Thank you, Brian. Manuel Martinez, did I say that? Oh, from the library, right?
Yep, that is us. Yeah. Check. All right, we're good? 2 minutes, go. We got a lot to promote, so I'll try to make this quick. First and foremost, welcome back. It was good to see all of you over the summer. I really hope you all enjoyed it. All right. Oh. Check.
Let me turn this.
Thank you. All right. Yeah, it's bad. Swap it out. Check. Two. Now, people, you want to swap one out? At least for everyone else. All right, thank you. What's up, gentlemen? Sure. Now, yes. Okay, good. All right. Yep, ready? All right, so starting on Monday, the 29th of September, both in the Allerton Library and the Morris Park Library, we'll be starting back up the NYPL after-school homework help. So it's basically tutoring for children between the ages of 6 and 12 years old. And that takes place from Mondays through Thursdays from is different times. For Allerton, it's 2:45 to 5:45. 3 to 6 at the Morris Park Library. Now, to start with the Morris Park Library, they're going to be having a program, an adult program. It's a series, so it's a two-part program. The first one is the history of the Morris Park racetrack. That's going to be this Saturday at 2 p.m. at the Morris Park Library. In addition to that, on October 4th, the following Saturday, they're going to have a program, and it's another adult program, open to everybody, though, the Loretto Park Incident. So it's the Morris Park in the 1950s, and this is basically based off a murder of an off-duty patrolman, police officer. So those are two events. It's a two-part series based on like the history of Morris Park at the Morris Park Library, this Saturday and next Saturday. In addition to that, at the Morris Park Library, there is going to be the Early Learners, the Little Learners series, which is basically programs geared towards babies. And this is Wednesdays at 10:30 a.m., beginning on October 8th. We're going to be having the same series at Allerton, which begins this Saturday at 11 a.m. And it's an 8 weeks early literacy series. In addition to that, at the Allerton Library, we're going to have a genealogy workshop on October 3rd and October 24th at 10:30 a.m. Registration is required. Lastly, we're going to be doing an auto flamenco workshop. So if you want to learn how to flamenco dance, that's going to be happening at the Allerton Library, and it begins on Monday, November 3rd, and it'll be for the following 3 Mondays after that at 2 p.m.
Hi, do you have an interactive web, calendar that folks can go to online to see where all the events are?
So yes, we post on the New York Public Library's website.
Okay,
You can go to each specific branch, so the locations, and see exactly what's going on for each branch.
got it.
In addition to that, we also post on our social media sites. So for Allerton and I believe Morris Park as well, we have Facebook and Instagram,
Okay, thank you.
of course.
We have one more. Three. Has to be recognized.
What was the date for the genealogy?
Oh, so the genealogy, where we're gonna have, that's gonna be on October 3rd and October 24th at 10:30 a.m.
Thank you.
Of course. Any other questions?
Okay.
All right, thank you all. Thank you for the
Thank
support
you.
as well.
I'm going to circle back to Sarah Delaney. I don't see her here. Stephen A. Williams? No? All right. Okay. So I'm going to move on to item C, number 5C. We decided to move this up because it affects the gallery. But last week, the leadership committee voted to rescind the speaking ban on Ms. Roxanne Delgado. The reason, basically taking inspiration from the ethics committee, trying to create a different environment and lead by example. We voted on it, and so I am making the motion.
It's already been made in committee.
Right, so it's already been made in committee. All we need to do is put a final vote on it. Any discussion? So I'll read the motion again. Motion to rescind the ban on Ms. Roxanne Delgado from speaking at our public meetings. So is there any discussion?
See online.
No? Nope.
No,
Nope.
No.
Nope. Okay, so any objections?
Hold on.
Debbie and Dier. Any abstentions?
Is that?
Alex is abstaining.
Yeah.
Anyone online? Motion passes. Moving on to our elected officials. Anyone here from, we have Senator Gustavo Rivera here.
So I can do it like this?
No. They can't hear you online. It's your loss. 5 minutes up again.
You have 5 minutes.
Should I turn it on?
You should turn it on. Wouldn't have been so much better for me to do it from like la, la, la. That would have been thing. But people online couldn't hear me. Good evening to everyone, and welcome back from the summer. We had a fairly productive summer between. I should mention right off the top, I was very happy to work along with Assemblymember John Zaccaro. I'm not sure if his folks are here. We were able to work together to save an after-school program at the Bronx House. I was very glad to be able to have that problem identified. We were able to get some money to be able to fix it, so the program will continue. That's number one. Number two, we did. I had my senior health fair that I do every year. Hopefully, you folks, some of you folks were able to attend. It was very successful. Hundreds of seniors. And by the way, I should mention, it's in between like
cotillions and galas and sweet 16s. This is the whole thing. I've known, like doing it here is a challenge with these folks out there. But and also we did a whole bunch of backpack giveaways and stuff over the summer, so that was very productive. As far as things that we are doing going forward, you should know, for folks that don't know, my offices are 2432 Grand Concourse. That is 187th in the Concourse in the 5th floor of the Poe Building. And there's a whole host of organizations that we work there on a whole bunch of issues between, we have an immigration assistance clinic with an organization called NIMIC. We've been working with them for many years. So on issues of naturalization, TPS application, asylum, DACA, et cetera, we can help. So please connect with us. On housing issues, we work along with an organization called the West Bronx Housing and Resource Center that has kept hundreds of my constituents in their homes. And I actually just was able to, I was very proud to be able to award them somewhere in the neighborhood of, I think, 120 grand that actually helps them continue to do their work, because they keep hundreds of Bronxites in their homes. So I'm very glad to work along with them. Should know that just on Tuesday, I hosted my second annual Public Health and Safety Fair at Poe Park. Obviously, it is not in this community board, but there are issues in Poe Park related to public drug use, and there's a lot of organizations that we've identified over the last couple of years to provide services to folks, connect them to services, be able to clean syringes, et cetera. And so we wanted to have all of these organizations come to the park during the daytime so that constituents could actually come and talk to them and see the work that they do. And so that was very successful when we did the second one this year, actually just last week, I believe. And you should also know that we are hosting a public blood drive with Fordham University on October 29th. So please be in touch with my office on that issue. And hopefully, if you want to give blood, you will be able to do so on October 29th. Now, over the summer, there's a couple of folks who are in different events, who belong to the community board, who got in different events, got different awards, et cetera. I was not able to be at some of them. So I wanted to take a second here at the end to actually be able to award them. And this is in recognition of folks who are not only members of this community board, but also consistently members of this particular community who go out above and beyond to be helpful and to be important members of the community that we have here. And I just wanted to Stacy Ann De Leon and Jeremy Warnicki, yes, and Cynthia Rodriguez. There you go. So in recognition of the fact that you have had over the summer, there were many events that you were at that actually, I believe that you got awards in recognition of your work, and I was not able to be at them. So I wanted to publicly say to all of you, thank you for the work that you do. Thank you. We'll make sure that you get one of these. And with that, I will just say thank you for having me here. And I believe that there might be questions, Madam Chair, but it's up to you whether.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Debbie, and then Jeanette.
2 questions.
Yes, ma'am.
One, the blood drive, is it with New York Blood Center or the American Red Cross?
That is a good question, and I don't have an answer right now. We're partnering up with Fordham University. We did one last year. I'm not sure who it is that they do it with, so it might be with either one. But we will. I will get back to you because that's a good question. I don't know who exactly we're partnering up.
Second question, is your office giving out health bucks for the farmer's market?
Oh, sorry. Was that? The Red Cross. Thank you.
Thank you.
See, this is why you surround yourself with staffers who are smarter than you, because I don't have the answer, but he does. He's like, Red Cross, Red Cross. So Red Cross. And your second question, madam?
Is your office giving out health bucks for the farmer's market?
I don't know. I don't think so. I know what health bucks are, and we've given them away in the past, but I don't know if we have some right now. But you're Miss Patricia Cambria? No.
No,
Okay, so because you don't have your name in front.
it fell.
All right. Kowalik. Miss Deborah Kowalik?
Kowalik.
Kowalik. So Miss Deborah Kowalik, we need to get back to Miss Deborah Kowalik. So we will get through to the community board and back to you on the answer to the question on health bucks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Absolutely, ma'am.
Hello.
Hello.
Not a question, but I wanted to say that I shared one of your newsletters with one of my co-op staff. His family was having really serious immigration issues.
Yes, ma'am.
And he followed up, and thanks to what you provide, you gave his family a sense of peace and hope that they did not have. Just thank you.
You're quite welcome, madam. I'll take this last second to just say, we're living in rough times right now, among other things. I would say that it's one of the things that is particularly important to me, considering the district that I represent that is so diverse, have folks from all over the world. And I believe that that is exactly what makes not only my district, but the Bronx and our city, and I believe our country, that's what makes our country great. The fact that we have so many folks in so many different places. And unfortunately, right now, there's many of these folks who are living in fear because of what's happening in Washington and what is kind of happening in our city because of the actions that are happening there. And I will say to this neighbor of yours or to anybody else, myself and my team will always be, we will always take very seriously the role that we have in defending our neighbors, whomever they are and wherever they come from. So that is just part of it. So I'm glad that they felt better, and we're always available for them or anybody else. So thank you, ma'am. All right, Madam Chair, I'm good.
Anyone else? Thank you for your time. Thank you always for your support,
ma'am.
and thank you for the recognition.
Yes, ma'am, and I'm not going to keep these. You're going to get them. So I'll give them to you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Okay, so moving on, Bronx Borough President's Office. Councilmember Feliz's office, she's online. Okay, that's Nico. Okay, so I'm going to start with the people who are in the room. Come on. Senator Riley's office. Councilmember Riley's office.
Good night, everyone. I am Kevon Bold, the community liaison for Councilmember Kevin C. Riley. It's a pleasure to be back for another year. I hope everyone had a good summer. I'm just gonna start off with upcoming events. So this coming Saturday, we have our community conversation around public safety. That will be taking place Saturday, September 27th. Doors will be open at 12, and that will be at Rama Christian Center. And the address for that is 3360 Fish Avenue. And again, that starts at 12 and will be this coming Saturday. In terms of constituent services, we're still doing our unclaimed funds. So you can contact our office and we will try to get you in contact with the comptroller's office to claim whatever funds the city might still have for you. In terms of events, that's all we have, and that'll be it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. One question. Debbie?
We do have health bucks. I made a note of that and somehow overlooked it. We are giving them out on Tuesdays from 12 to 3. You can just come on into the office and we have them prepackaged and everything. And we're also planning to do mobile farmers market. So we'll be moving around the district with mobile farmers, different farmers markets. So I will share that information as soon as we have everything finalized. Any other questions?
Thank you, Kevon.
All right, thank you.
Mark? Yeah. Mark Nidus, Councilmember Marmorato's office.
Sorry, I'm a little shorter than everyone. Good evening, Chair and members. My name is Mark Nidus. I'm the Director of Budget and Legislation for Councilwoman Marmorato. I hope everyone had a great summer and is ready to get back into the swing of things. Over the last few weeks, we've been working with our schools. I won't talk about backpacks. I'm sure you've heard enough, but we partnered with libraries and distributed over 1,000 backpacks and school resources. I'm happy to also announce that DSNY and DOF are mailing letters to homeowners now about refunds for their New York City bins. So stay tuned, look out for those in the mail. If you have questions about eligibility, feel free to reach out to our office. As for updates and our recent activities in our community, we've concluded our summer concert series. We appreciate everyone who came out. It was an amazing event. And if you are looking to give us recommendations for our next concert series, give us a call. We'd happy to take those recommendations. In the month of October, we have some upcoming events that I would love to share with you. There are flyers in the back. I left them there. So if you want additional information, you can take one home with you. On October 3rd, we'll be having a street co-naming for Mr. Anthony Morello on Rylander and Pauling Ave. That's going to be at 10:30 a.m. We hope to see you there. On October 12th, we'll be participating in the Columbus Day Parade and Carnival. That's going to take place from 2 to 5 p.m. along Morris Park Avenue. On October 16th, we're partnering with the 4-9 Precinct for a domestic violence event. We'll be distributing resources and information on how to combat domestic violence. On October 17th, we'll be having our monthly coffee with Christie at Starbucks from 9:30 to 11 a.m., 2188 White Plains Road. On October 18th at 12 p.m., we'll be hosting another street co-name for Mr. Joseph W. Rita, a former member of CB11, 4-9 Precinct Community Council, and Hospital Board member. So that's going to be held at 10 Brook Ave at Rylander. Thank you again. Have a wonderful evening.
Do I have any questions?
Debbie.
Debbie?
Is your office giving out health bucks?
While we're not handing out health bucks directly from our office, we are partnering with RAIN, New York Common Pantry, and a number of food distributors who are bringing food to our district. So look out for those. We always post about our hot food giveaways. We distribute over 10,000 meals last year alone.
Correction, the parade starts at noon.
Yes, the carnival starts at 2. My apologies.
I know, but it says parade and carnival, so just.
Thank you. I was rushing to meet the time requirement.
Okay. Thank you. Just very quickly before we move on, I do want to mention, since Mark mentioned the parade, I've gotten requests from a few board members about forming a contingent to march in the parade under the community board banner. If anyone's interested in putting that together, I guess let me or Jeremy know, and we'll see, what we can do. Debbie?
Sent out an email to most of the people that I had on the email list. Not everybody was on the email list because I didn't have access to everybody's email, but to those that I had the access to, I sent an email. So.
Thank you, Debbie. Moving on to Council Member Felice's office. You can unmute yourself. That's Nicole.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Nicole Aguila, and I'm with the Council Member Office of Alto Feliz. I just wanted to mention that over the summer, the council member, together with community partners, was able to distribute backpacks and school supplies to the children of the community in preparation for the new school year. I also wanted to let everyone know that on October 11th from 12 to 6, together with the Fordham Bid, we will have the 20th annual Fordham Road Street Choir, and it will be between East Fordham Road on the Grand Concourse to Elm Street. So everybody is welcome to attend with your friends and family. On the constituent services side, we are still distributing health bucks for the farmers market, and you can pass by the office any day between Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And we have a immigration specialist who is at the office every Tuesday by appointments through the CUNY Citizenship Now services program, who offers assistance with citizenship applications, family-based petitions, any form of immigration services that you may need. You can call our office so we can help you have that appointment scheduled. Our office is located at 573 East Fordham Road, and our phone number is 718-842-8100. Thank you all and have a great evening, everyone.
Do we have any questions or comments?
She cut me off at the pass.
Okay. Next up is Alina Dow with the Mayor's Office.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Hi, good evening, everyone. Alina Dow, Bronx Borough Director from the Mayor's Office of Community Affairs. I just wanted to take the time to say welcome back. Good to see you all. I hope you had a wonderful summer. Um, the mayor over the summer has made some amazing announcements, and I'm going to make it easy. I'm actually going to probably send Jeremy an email with some, I think Jeremy has some, but an email with some of the different press conferences that he's had. Uh, It's so much going on. I did want to say that we have obviously our amazing Q team. I just want to encourage everyone to please, even if you are a board member, to utilize 311. After you've utilized 311, then please you can send that complaint to myself directly as I'm available to all of you, or give it to Jeremy or Cynthia, and then we'll follow up. That is the only system that we have right now that collects data. So it's so important that even if you're able to reach out to the agencies directly, whether it's cleaning a street or something broke or anything, please always put it in 311 so that when it's time, like I had the deputy mayor here in the Bronx in the 5-2, and he was able to actually go on and see this is where the bulk of the complaint was. So right now I've been actually working with the bid, White Plains Road bid, and they have been doing exactly what we're saying, making those complaints. So now I'm actually able to speak with the deputy mayor of
30
public safety and
seconds.
say, hey, listen. Oh, I'm able to speak with the deputy mayor and just say, look at the data so that we can go and address it. So that's all, Alina. I'll put my contact information in the chat. Good to see you all.
Thank you, Alina. Do we have any questions? Joanne?
Yes, I just wanted to know, based on what happened today, what's going to happen with Just Home. I know that the mayor has been trying to help us, but, help the Morris Park community by trying to relocate the Just Home Jacoby space. So do you have any information on that?
So from what I know, that the mayor actually, he was not in agreement with any longer, but it went into the council's hands. So now it's what the council ultimately makes makes the choice. So I mean, we can follow up and see sort of like what that means. And I've actually been out all day, so I haven't had a chance to sort of follow up on what was there any final answer.
Yes,
But I can connect with you after.
Yes, 36, I think it's like a veto-proof majority voted to have it there. So, sadly.
Yeah. And that's the council, so that's not the mayor. The
I
mayor
know.
put in his recommendation of what he said. He listened to you guys in the community. He had some strong advocates and he listens, and but it was out of his hands at this point.
We appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes, you're very welcome. Sorry. Any other questions?
Anything else? Thank you, Alina.
You're very welcome. I'll talk to you soon.
Next is the Bronx District Attorney's Office. You can unmute. Nina, if you're having trouble, we'll circle back to you. U.S. Representative Torres' office, is that Joe?
Hello, can you hear me now?
McManus? Oh, all right, sorry. Nina, you first and then Joe.
Apologies, I'm so sorry. Can everybody hear me clearly now?
Yes.
Okay, great. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for having me this evening. Again, Nina Norwood from the Bronx District Attorney's Office. I definitely going to make my statement as brief as possible. We have definitely gotten back into the full swing, and the DA has been very busy. She attended both the African American Day Parade as well as the Caribbean Day Parade that was here in the Bronx. So we have our next big event coming out of our office, which is our 8th annual 5K run, walk, roll to end domestic violence. That's going to be on Saturday, October the 18th, 2025. That's from 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. and that's rain or shine. Please join the Bronx District Attorney's Office for the free event to raise awareness and prevent domestic violence. Event begins and ends at East 161st Street between the Grand Concourse and Walton Avenue. So my colleague Trayvon Blanc in our Community Engagement Bureau has been doing a fantastic job with circulating the flyer, but I will be sharing it again with the board, and we're encouraging everyone to come out. We've got a tremendous turnout last year, and we're definitely hoping to repeat that success again this year. So again, if anyone has any questions, that would be the end of my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Nina. Any questions for the Bronx DA? Okay. Joe McManus with Representative Torres' office.
Good evening, everybody. I put my contact information in the chat. If you have any federal issues, such as Medicare, Medicaid, veterans, IRS, anything like that, please send me a detailed email, and I will make sure that somebody, whoever's in charge of that in the office, gets that information. Thank you very much.
Any questions? Okay, moving on to State Senator Bailey's office. Rachel?
Good evening, everyone. This is Rachel Ali from Senator Bailey's office. We do have one event next week, which is a community baby shower at the Northeast Bronx YMCA. It does start at 11 a.m., which is relevant since there are giveaways, but they're first come, first served. So I just want to make sure that if you do plan on attending, whether you're expecting or new parent, it does begin at 11 a.m. Next week, Thursday. If you guys need anything at all, feel free to email me personally. My email is rali@nysenate.gov or our office at 718-547-8854. Thank you.
So, hello, okay. Remember when you sign in online, if you're a board member or an elected official, please put that with your name. If it's not in when you're signing in, you can rename yourself or text me or whatever, and I can do it for you if you have trouble. Thank you.
Okay, we have Michael Martinez with Senator Fernandez's office.
How you doing, everyone? Welcome back. Pleasure to be here. Senator Natalia Fernandez, 34th District. Just some legislative updates. So over the summer, we passed the Sackler bill, which closed the legal loophole to ensure opioid settlement funds are dedicated to alcoholism and substance abuse disorder, also known as ASUD services, instead of the general fund. That was to advance transparency measures for the opioid settlement fund so that communities can clearly track allocations. Ferry Point Playground, good Lord. Ferry Point Playground, try saying that a lot. The design began back in 2022 and the construction started in July, and it is expected to be completed by July of 2026. The big one, we passed universal school meals. So now the enacted bill included $340 million and will provide free breakfast and lunch to all students across the state. Some events that we have coming up is a Hispanic Heritage Celebration on Friday, October 17th from 3 to 6 at the Sonia Sotomayor Community Center, and a New York Blood Center donation drive. That is Wednesday. They forgot to put the actual date up. I got to get back to you on that. But that is
30 seconds.
Yep, that's all I got for now. If you got any questions, feel free to call our office at 718-822-2049. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any questions? Okay, thank you. We have Evan from Assemblymember Zaccaro's office.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you. Good to see everybody, and welcome back from the summer break. Just a couple of quick updates. So the assembly member was proud to hand out over 1,200 backpacks to the community, but we're not done yet. We have one more giveaway this Saturday at Kossuth Playground. I know it's a little bit outside of the area, but if you need school supplies, backpacks, or you just want to have a great, fun Saturday afternoon, come join us at Kossuth Playground. As many of you have seen, we're hosting a Hispanic Heritage Month dinner celebration at the Bronx Zoo on Friday, October 10th. Space is limited, so please sign up, RSVP. If you're having trouble, my contact information is in the chat, or you can call me directly and email me. Lastly, for the month of October, we also have a ton of other events, skate parties, silent disco dances, and our fall festival that coincides with Halloween. Those dates will be coming out shortly, as well as, not to be forgotten, our Italian Heritage Month celebration, which will take place on October 24th, I believe, but that information is going to be released early next week. Thank you so much. Look forward to seeing you all in the community.
Thank you. Any questions? Debbie, is that, oh, Patrizia.
Hi, Evan. I just want to remind you, I don't know if you mentioned the party, the pre-party for the Columbus Day Parade. I think it's the same day as the Spanish Heritage Party that you're having.
Okay. Yes, that is it.
So the Borough President's office is running late, so they'll be here. So I guess we could give them the floor when they get here, right?
I'm sorry, Janice?
So the Borough President's office texted me. They're running a little bit late, but they're on their way. Yes. So, no, Kenny Augusto.
Okay, thank you, Evan. Thank you, everyone. Moving on to the chair's report, discussion of motions on the agenda are limited to at most 4 questions or comments by board members. Happy Hispanic Heritage Month. Moving on to proposed bylaw amendments. Number 1, combining the Sanitation and Environmental Protection and Parks and Recreation Committees, as well as combining the Housing and Land Use Committee. So we're discussing these, or I'm notifying everyone now so that then we can vote on this hopefully next month, God willing. Are there any questions, comments? Okay. Anything online? No. Okay. Next up is elected officials at full board meetings shall receive an initial 5 minutes of uninterrupted speaking time, with the exception of the Bronx Borough President, who shall receive an initial 10 minutes of speaking time. Are there any questions on that? Okay. Next item is minutes. So I've spent the summer basically breathing down the neck of the staff in the office to get minutes up. And while I acknowledge that that's been something of a struggle, I think part of the issue has been on the end of us, the community board members, in the sense that on the committee level, we should be having minutes every month, every meeting. I can tell you right now, so far this month, we've had quite a number of meetings. Who do we have minutes from to date? We have education for sure. I think we've got health. So, okay. Do you have a list on you?
All right, so in the QU, was hoping for today, but we had some technical issues earlier. That's always an issue. In the QU, which will be published, if not tonight, tomorrow, September District Service Cabinet meeting minutes and Education Committee meeting minutes. We also have Health and Transportation, which were published yesterday. That's September. Outside of that, we have no other meetings minutes in draft form. So that's a majority of the committees that have met this month. We do not have, to my knowledge, drafts. Cynthia has showed up to which committee meeting she can and reminded them who's going to do minutes. That's how we meet. I think we got at least one committee to do the minutes. One of the committees too, also two of the committees that met this month, they elected secretaries or they nominated secretaries for their committees. So that's something that I highly encourage you to do, right? The chair of the committee has a lot going on usually. I know Sandy's very great about following up with her guests and arranging for guest speakers. And so somewhat of a burden sometimes, you know, in addition to reaching out to me about the calendar and other things. So consider doing that. And then, so we got draft June minutes, May and June full board meeting minutes. Education, those are all drafts. We have final May and June education has been published. April executive board meeting minutes have been published. We have tons of others in the QU. Cynthia personally has probably drafted 20 or more sets of minutes. But look, it's not sustainable, right? Like Harry and I used to do a lot of minutes personally. With the advent of technology, like a lot of my summer is spent updating attendance records, which were a bit of a mess. Right? We've been in a mess for a little while. We've been in a hole for a little while for multiple reasons. But look, even though the change is welcome and needed, updating our letterhead when we have to combine committees, bylaws and ethics, it's one more thing to do. Changing Al's name as the chair of the board to Cynthia's, that has to still be done in some locations. So that's a list. I can continue under my report. Shoot.
Just for everyone's edification. So what should be the timeline, in your opinion, so let me go with this. We have a meeting last night. When should they submit the draft minutes?
I would say within the week.
So 5 days, 7 days?
7 days.
7 days. So just everyone's hearing. Yeah.
Technically, they're supposed to be up within 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
So if you do it within 1 week,
Okay.
you know, then it gives the office time to post it within that timeframe.
Hold on. So for that, for everyone listening, so should they send the draft minutes to who?
Staff.
Just staff? Should they CC you?
I recommend CCing me
Okay, so it starts the clock. I'm only doing this for.
and the committee.
Okay, so CC, staff, the chair, the committee, and that's when the clock starts.
Yeah.
Okay.
7 calendar days or 7 business days?
I would say calendar.
Calendar. Yeah. We're missing a whole bunch. So here's what I will say. Part of the issue is, and I share in your frustration. Part of the issue is that the system is cumbersome to post minutes. However, Veronica and I had a meeting recently with the staff where it is important to kind of delegate a little more to the staff as well. It's, you know, the staff is fully capable. Harriet used to do it regularly, you know, so that's something that we need to refine once again. And it has to be a team effort. On a side note, I will say that despite our lapses, there was that article, I think it was in the city a year or two ago in 2022, where we were actually kind of ahead of the game from the other community boards in terms of minutes, which is a good thing. But that's not to say that we should now take a seat back and completely fall off and not do them. Additionally, you know, I will say that I've looked at the other Bronx community boards and, you know, their minutes are not as exhaustive as ours either. So, you know, I think that we have to do better. I don't think we should compare ourselves necessarily to the other boards. We should set a standard and we should stick to that standard. So it is important as committee chairs for you, if you are a committee chair, follow up with your committee members, assign somebody at every meeting to take notes and just, you know, send out reminders as needed. Hey, do you have the minutes so that we can get them in somewhat of a timely manner? Any questions or comments? Okay. I think that concludes my report.
Okay, for the treasurer's report, the current treasurer's report is posted on the website. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. We have started a new fiscal year, so the fiscal year is now 2026. For the June treasurer's report, we did not have the bank statement at the end of the June meeting, so In addition to what was already there, you'll see on the treasurer's report for Friends of, there are 2 additional lines that from activity from the June bank statement. That will be posted hopefully by tomorrow. But if you have any questions on that, feel free to reach out to me. Thank you.
So I'm not sure about Hazel's whereabouts. She will be marked excused though, because I did have a conversation with her earlier. We do have May, like I said earlier, May and June. April is outstanding for full board meeting minutes. So I don't know if anybody wants to make a motion, or if you want to pull them up or whatever.
So I make a motion that we accept the May and June full board meeting minutes as posted. Hopefully everybody has taken the time to read those so we can vote. Okay, seconded by Cynthia. Any objections? Any abstentions? Anything online? Okay, motion passes. Thank you.
Okay. All right, so then we'll go to my report. So we have a new board member bio on the website. That's Herbert's bio. Anybody else working on bios for me? They're not required, but they are nice and they are helpful. Speaking of new members, we had a new member orientation at the office at the end of August. So it was about 2 hours long, and we only have 5 new members, but I thought it was great, A to Z on how we operate here. We try to operate where we're supposed to operate, which include things like, every 2 weeks we have to have minutes published officially. And related to that, besides technical hurdles, we had 2 interns over the summer that helped me get up the stuff. But with interns, there's a training process there with even with the existing staff. Look, it's been a learning process for me. We have a new cloud-based system, which, I mean, safe to say, Chris, you're not a fan of it. I know I wasn't a fan of it. I'm still not a fan, but I am coming to like it. But that aside, look, one of the things that would help, say you send us minutes. All right, well, can you follow up on the draft? Where's the draft? Why isn't it published? Whatever. I mean, it is cumbersome the way we do things now. I do the attendance all via Excel, which gets saved in and of itself. We put everything on letterhead. Board didn't always operate that way. We would just throw up whatever. Well, first of all, we didn't have to maintain a website legally until 2019, even though we've had a website up since 2012. Let's see, but let's just be honest. I mean, continue to be honest, right? I can't be anything but honest. The board, unfortunately, I would say, is way too reliant upon me personally for things. Whether you're at a committee meeting, I say, oh yeah, reach out to Jeremy, reach out to Jeremy, reach out to Jeremy. Everything is not me, right? All these minutes that got published only got published because I had my hand in it. I would love to not have that happen, right? Work with Chris, work with Harriet on getting these things published without me as much as possible. Reaching out to staff about, or Cynthia about who's not going to be here tonight, right? There's lots of little things that we can do that we can talk about offline in which we can improve things. Harry?
No, I think maybe in the next month, the exec board should sit with staff and just go over rules and responsibilities so we know what not to expect and what to expect, right? Because I think we don't know what we don't know. So I think you're right. I've been here since 2020, early 2020. It's been, oh yeah, just Jeremy do it, or Chris will do it, or XYZ will do it. But is that the way it's supposed to be? So maybe if we sit down and kind of go through things, that way we could share the burden. Because I think you're right. There's a lot on you guys and gal, and we could share the load, but we just don't know what you can and cannot handle. So I think maybe for next e-board, we could talk about it. Because I feel your pain. That's it.
Yeah, we could, all right, Janice first, and then Harry. Microphone, please. Yeah, we can use that one.
Okay, tell me something. Other than Jeremy, how many other people work in that office? How How many other people work in the office on a daily basis?
We have three full-time staffers, including me.
Okay, so why isn't the responsibility shared? Why do, if I call, I'm told, call back when Jeremy's here? Why is that? I
Because
think the responsibility should be shared between the three people in that office that are being paid, okay? Okay, you need to have a meeting, you want to have a meeting with the whole board, fine. But you need to have a meeting and we should know, we should be able to call anybody we want. If you're not there, Chris is there, Harriet's there, whatever. But three people are being paid and three people need to share the responsibility, okay? Thank you. Can't take that mic back.
All right. So, yeah, right there. Thank you.
I second what Janice said about, there's 3 employees in that office, full-time employees. And they make decent money, this shouldn't be happening.
Okay, so just to piggyback off the new board member bios, just very quickly, we do have our, I think, are they all here? Yes, I just want to welcome the new board members. Yes, if you can please stand up very quickly. We have Myra Nunez, Christina Stevens, Stephanie Bonilla, Herbert Norat, and Abdus. Welcome to Community Board 11. And we're in the process of doing committee assignments. Some people have already been assigned, so hopefully by the October meeting, everyone will be squared away.
So let me just end my report with, I think we should all congratulate Harriet on being selected as a 2025 Bronx Power Woman. Well, I think I offered to put her up for the award in the past. She, to my knowledge, is declining the award, but nevertheless, she is obviously deserving, in my opinion, and I think hopefully in everybody else's opinion, of that honor. Thank you very much, Harriet, and you can kill me later.
Moving on to the committee reports, starting with leadership. Rich?
We discussed the Roxanne motion and we brought it to full board. That passed. Besides that, I think we had the ethics complaint, which was dismissed. And then that's all we discussed at leadership in terms of votes. Any questions? All right.
1 second, I think there's a question down here. Who is that? I can't see. Naomi?
What was the ethics complaint and why was it dismissed, please?
I believe it was the complaint by AJ Delgado, Ramos, I'm sorry, AJ Ramos. It was one of those where it couldn't be seen by the Ethics and Disciplinary Committee. It had to go to us for vote and discussion. So we discussed it. You could look at the tape and see what we discussed. We took a vote and we dismissed it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yep.
Okay, economic development and public safety.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. For the economic safety, we were able to successfully pass 3 motions. The following motions are as follows. The motion of no objection for the on-premise renewal of the alcohol beverage license for Patricia's, which is located on 1082 Morris Park Avenue. The second being also a motion of no objection for the on-premise renewal of the alcohol beverage license for Cuddy Bar and Lounge, which is located at 2525 Boston Road. Lastly, It's a motion of no objection, but if I remember correctly, was subjected to a 500-foot requirement for the renewal of the cannabis retail license for Hush, which is located at 2460 Williamsbridge Road. That concludes.
Going together or we're separating them?
They're separated. The first two are the alcohol and beverage, and the last is the cannabis retail. Any additional questions?
So we voted on them and can't be separately, so we have to vote on them.
I have a question on the question.
Debbie?
Well, hold on. We get, first, yeah.
Okay,
Are we separating them?
Yeah.
okay, 1 second.
I'm sorry, I think I should read them separately and we vote them despite. So let's go back to the first one, which is the Patricia's, which is located at 1082 Morris Park Avenue. I move a motion to to accept and forward a letter of no objection.
Well, those were voted on in committee. No second is needed because they were voted, so discussion.
Discussions.
Okay. So we
Hearing
can vote
none.
now on
Successfully.
Patricia's.
Patricia successfully.
You asked for,
Objections?
Any objections?
I didn't hear. Are we doing the first one or the first two?
Yes, we are doing Patricia's. So are there any objections to the renewal of Patricia's? Any abstentions to the renewal of Patricia's? Okay, go ahead, Dwayne. It passes. Dwayne,
Passes.
go ahead, move to the
Thank
next
you.
one.
The second one will be Cuddy Bar and Lounge. I make a motion to forward a letter of no objection for Cuddy Bar and Lounge. Discussion?
I'm not.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
Okay, Dwayne, go ahead.
Making a motion to forward a letter of no objection for Cuddy Bar and Lounge. Discussion?
Question.
Yes. Question.
Did the 4-9 come to your meeting? Okay, so just question. So there was an incident here, right, once? Like how, and they're okay? Oh, sorry. So, yeah, go ahead.
This happened a long time ago.
Okay.
And the sergeant said that they're cool with it. They have no
Okay.
complaints about it. The incident happened away from the establishment.
It wasn't, okay, at the extent.
Right, so ever since I had no 911 calls there, nothing like that, or no problems.
Okay, thank you. That's all.
Any additional questions?
Just for a little clarification, the incident happened outside of Cuddy, not away from Cuddy. It happened outside of Cuddy. And, it's not the same. It's different for a lot of people. But the 4-9 said that there was no issue. They had no issue with any of the establishments that were reviewed that day. So all three of them, the 4-9 had no issue with.
Any additional questions?
What?
No? Any objections? Any abstentions? Motion passed. And lastly, I move a motion for a letter of no objection for the renewal of the cannabis retail license for Hush, which is located at 2460 Williamsbridge Road. Any discussion or questions?
Debbie, you want to go first?
Go ahead, Debbie.
Debbie, then oral.
What's going on with they were saying they were changing something with the distance of an establishment like that to the school, a school, church, or whatever. What's going on with the changing of the distance?
Yes, we did have a participant in the meeting. I believe his name was Robert. Is grandfathered, but
It is grandfathered or they're trying to grandfather? I can't hear you.
One at a time, please, Veronica.
The OCM is reviewing locations to possibly grandfather them in. No decision has been made on any of them just yet. So we are waiting to see if there's any decision on Hush, but we are sending our letter of no objection based on what has happened since they've been open, which so far no one's had any issues with them. Once the decision is made by the OCM, whether or not they'll grandfather them, then that has to be revisited.
Repeat the last sentence.
Once the OCM makes a decision on whether or not to grandfather the location, we'll have to revisit it at that point.
Thank you.
Yeah, any other questions?
Oral.
No, my only question is, since we're waiting for a decision on the distance that it needs to be required to have, well, I don't know, I'm not sure why we're voting for no objection at this point, even though the rules may change.
So I will revise the motion.
1 second, 1 second.
You don't have to.
So my thought on that is the following. This is a renewal application.
Right.
They have been operating without incident for X amount of time.
Right.
At this point, if OCM decides that they will not be grandfathered in, then I'm sure that they will take the initiative in terms of saying, you've got to move. You've got to get out of here. So I don't see the harm in going ahead and granting the renewal, because if the law changes and they're not grandfathered in, they're going to have to move.
Jeremy?
That's an assumption.
So remember, when she says granting, it's the state that grants it. We provide a recommendation only. They do not have to abide by our recommendation. It's purely that, a recommendation. We are an advisory body. And again, the 49 was at the meeting and they had no objections, correct? Okay.
Just to clarify, I'm not sure. Yeah. I think when I spoke OCM, I'm not sure if they're the ones that decide on the grandfathering in. I think it's the state, but we'll get the notification from OCM, I believe. Okay, so.
Any other questions? Any objections? The oral.
1 second. We have, okay, hands up if you're objecting. Jackie, Jeanette, Patrizia, Lisa, oral. Anyone objecting on this side? And Damaj and Joanne. Can you give me the show of hands again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Motion carries. Thank you. Oh, anyone abstaining? Sorry. Debbie.
I'm sorry, were you talking about me when you said Lisa? Because I didn't object.
No, Lisa Valella. Sorry, Lisa.
Okay, no problem.
So still passes. All right.
That concludes my report for economic development and public safety.
Thank you. Where's Ryan? Bylaws and ethics.
No.
Where is it? I don't see it. We're here.
Next to me.
What number is that? Go.
All right, at our first bylaws and ethics meeting of the year, we discussed a little bit about the direction that our new committee will take, our new combined committee will take. Elected a chair, co-chair and secretary and sergeant at arms, trying to replicate and ensure that we have order at our meetings and trying to follow all of the laws or the bylaws like we're trying to. We discussed the ethics complaint that was forwarded on to leadership. And in the gallery session, we discussed another ethics complaint that was withdrawn by the complainant. And the last thing that we discussed was the possibility of forming a sub or ad hoc committee to discuss a more thorough revision of our bylaws, because if you've noticed, we've had each month potential bylaw amendments, and if we have that many amendments, then that implies that the bylaws as a whole may not be serving us, and we should take a more holistic look at it. So if you're interested in serving on that committee, let myself, Jeanette, or Cynthia know. And that's all for us.
Community development and budget priorities, Stacy?
So now we're.
Hi, good evening. It's on? You hear me? Is the green light on? Yeah, it's on. It's on. Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Stacy. I'm the Community Board 11 Budget and Priority Chair. This September 11, 2025 at 7 p.m., we had our regular meeting and a public hearing. We discussed last year 2025 budget and priority requests, which we talked about. Some was granted, some was, but you can look at that online if you want to. We also discussed our upcoming year 2026 budget requests, which need to be submitted by October 31st. So we are asking anyone who have a request to send them in as soon as possible so that we can get them voted on our next scheduled meeting, which is October 22nd, 2025 at 7 p.m. And that will be our last meeting before we submit them to NYC. So we are asking everyone to send them in as soon as possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Stacy. I'm going to circle back to our electeds. I see Kenny Agosto is here with the Borough President's Office, so I will give him the floor for a moment.
Hey, Wepa. Real brief, the Bronx Borough President welcomes our new members to our community board. We hosted a swearing in ceremony. We saw you there. We congratulate our chair and our district manager and our gallant elite, our community leaders, and our returning community board members. The Bronx Borough President has been part of the Greater Morris Park downtown revitalization initiatives that will receive $20 million in funding for New York City region round 8 funding. So she's very proud of that. Madam Chair, Mr. District Manager, we've received all the allocations of Reso 8 money, which is millions of dollars. Also, October the 1st, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Borough Hall, Bronx Borough President will be hosting Bronx Empower Ability, a career fair for all abilities, and that's at Borough Hall. On October the 5th, 25th annual Tour of the Bronx is back. So we have a 10-mile, a 25-mile, a 40-mile. We're going to be starting at Borough Hall, 851 Grand Concourse, 161st Street. To register is ilovethebronx.com. Also, October the 30th, the Bronx LGBTQIA Task Force and Ending the Epidemic HIV Roundtable will be hosting Halloween costume extravaganza. And happy Labor Day, happy West Indian Day, happy African American Day, Lashana Tova, Yumi Tuka, happy sweet, healthy New Year 5786. Safe and easy Yom Kippur. Go Yankees.
And Wepa. Are there any questions for the Borough President's Office? Okay. Education, Culture, and Youth Services, Alex?
Can you hear me? So this summer, our committee organized a tour of the Van Cortlandt House Museum for some of the community board members. I thought it went really well. It's a really interesting place with a lot of historical value, and the staff there is very knowledgeable and passionate about the subject matter there. So even though it's not in our district, it is a resource that people in our district might be interested in. So I would definitely recommend visiting it if you have a chance. It's a really special place. At our committee meeting, we had a presentation about the new cell phone ban in schools, which was very informative. We also had a presentation from Prep for Prep, which is an organization that prepares public school students for enrollment in some of the city's prep schools. And students who are accepted in that program get their tuition paid for, completely covered. So they're currently accepting enrollment. I have been sending out information about that organization to some of our civic organizations. But if you're interested in learning more, you can reach out to me. My email is alex.ellefson.cb11@gmail.com, and I'm happy to pass that information along. I was reelected chair of the committee, and Dear Taylor agreed to be our secretary. And then also, I just want to say, I know last year we talked about recognizing some of our board members for doing exceptional work. So I just want to recognize Dier for diligently doing our minutes at every meeting and for agreeing to formalize that responsibility by becoming our secretary. So thank you, Dier. It's very appreciated. That's it. Thanks.
Thank you. Health and Social Services, Sandy?
Hi, can you hear me? Wow. I was renamed Chair of the Health, or reelected Chair of the Health and Social Services Committee. I asked Pat to be my co-chair, and she accepted. We discussed the plans for the future about another health fair, trying to find another place for the health fair if we can, or else we'll have to work at Bronx House again. And I want to tell you that in October, we will have Ridgewood Savings Bank was coming to make a presentation on scamming and what to look for, how to, avoid it, and especially for seniors. So they will be at the office discussing that. Thank you. Any questions?
Patrizia?
I just want to say that I dropped some of the flyers off and I left them at the table by Chris. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay, Housing, Land Use and Sanitation and Environmental Protection. Rich, I guess?
Got it. So for our meeting, we pretty much mapped out what we're going to do for the year. We think we're going to try to get DOB to present, HPD, the EPA, sanitation. We're trying to get like a 101 at each monthly meeting, just so folks can come and ask questions. That's the plan. There have been a lot of demolitions and constructions in the area recently, so we want to get to the bottom of that. So we're trying to get DOB to come and talk to us. We always talk about AMI every year, so maybe we'll do a refresher on that. Another item that popped up was the Fine Fair construction. There was some question about what was really being built at the Fine Fair. A few folks have driven by, and it doesn't look like it's construction for a supermarket. It looks like, and I'll pass it on to Auro after, it looks like they're selling brick or some sort of, I don't know, stone, somewhat, some pavers. It doesn't look like what we voted for. So we're gonna try to get some answers for that. No, it's not lumber at all, but. Why did she? Anyway, quickly, so that's that. We're gonna figure that, we're gonna get to the bottom of that, because if that's Paul's, what's going on with the affordable housing construction? So that's that. Lastly, Yolanda, are you here? You're here. So I want to give Yolanda 2 minutes about the Wallace Avenue fire, 2910. She's representing some, or you have something to do with the tenants, right? Or if you want to come up, I know you didn't have time to speak real quick before. Come.
Thank you, Juanita. Really quickly. My name is Yolanda Richardson. I am one of the tenants and tenant association lead from 2910 Wallace Avenue. And I am here tonight in representation of many of us who are still displaced without homes or sleeping on other, we are in shelters and sleeping in other people's couches. We need housing and we need it sooner than later. We want it now. Let's just be clear, but we do understand things do take time, but there are a lot of empty buildings out here that are newly constructed and empty. And personally, I don't feel that there should be any reason why we can't receive any help to get out of these shelters. Many of us are working class. We don't qualify for low income subsidies with the vouchers and things of that nature. So we're stuck, having to rebuild is a lot, so we need help, so if we can get the help to get us housing, it would be greatly appreciated. We hear all the time, yes, we're gonna help you, but we're not getting any help. So I'm here pleading with all of you or whoever can to help us. We are members of this community and we want to come back to our community. We're spread out all over the place and it's not fair, so.
Yep, thank you. Everyone clapped on that, yep. So I think the big part of why we wanted you here is because we have the elected representatives here. So I think, folks, if you can go and talk to Yolanda after this meeting, get her the resources she needs. I think, we brought her here so she represents a lot of folks that are displaced. We have a lot of elected officials online and in person who are the representatives. So we brought you here for that reason. Please, let's try to find a solution here together.
That'd be great.
Yeah, thank you.
One second.
Hi, I have a comment. Yeah. Hello, okay. Hi, I just wanted to suggest a website to everyone. If you're looking for housing or any type of resources, it's called findhelp.org. FINDHELP. It's all together. I will send the code and the website to the office, the main office, and hopefully someone will send it out to the community. Thank you.
Naomi. Thank you, Naomi. Thanks, Rich. Parks and Recreation.
The co-chair is gonna speak.
Hold on, Janice.
Deb.
Hello. Hi, we had the meeting on September 10th. It was a very quick meeting. It was kind of just a recap of certain projects that were going around within the district and how they're coming about. We're gonna have somebody from the Parks Department coming to the meeting on October 9th, I believe it is. Thank you.
Thank you, Debbie. Is anyone here from transportation? Rabbi's not here, Hazel's not here.
So Lisa and Debbie, send Debbie.
Okay, go ahead, Debbie. Oh, Lisa, you took the minutes, yes? Do you want to? Okay,
They're online.
all right, that's fine. All right. Oh, shoot, I just forgot. Any old business? Never mind. All right, so no old business?
Got something.
Yes, Sandy.
We have committee meetings and sometimes Jeremy has to guide someone to do the tech before we could get to the meeting. Why can't we have either a tutorial film or something written out step by step that a person who knows more about, the technology can help with the setup for a meeting? That's all.
I do remember at one point Jeremy had done a video. I don't know if that ever went out, kind of walking everyone through, but we'll work on getting a tutorial together for the committees. And it is important because I live close to the office, but it is not humanly possible for me to go to every single meeting. Everyone should know how to do it. I agree, Veronica. And so we'll work on that, Sandy. We'll figure something out.
I'll be watching.
And as far as, in terms of our next meeting, you know, being prepared for any potential motions, one of the things I mentioned was the proposed bylaw amendments. I ask everyone to go through, you know, maybe visit the bylaws committee meeting online so that you can get a sense of what it is in terms of bylaws that we're going to be voting on, so that we don't find ourselves here next month having an extended conversation and revisiting it from square one, because it's a waste of our time. Debbie, and then Oral.
And one of the things that I remember now of the transportation meeting, they did a presentation with the I-95, the Hutch and all that. And even though the majority of this is in CB 10 and CB 12, they did come to us. I really strongly suggest that people reach out to the state DOT, because there's a lot of the stuff that they want to do that it's basically absurd on how they want to delete certain exits. And I don't even think they did an outreach to the FDNY for them to do detours, because God forbid if there's a fire on City Island and they need backup from Co-op City, you're adding an extra mile for that fire truck to get to City Island if they do the project that they're proposing. So I really hope that people get in touch with this project.
So with that, the presentation is online.
Yes.
I did call state DOT and ask to get that, but again, I can't always do that. Like, I know the minutes for education reference the presentation by their first guest speaker. I don't know, I did a search in my email if we had this presentation online. If any of the committee members for that committee or any future meeting, if there's a presentation, ask for it afterwards, a PDF version. It's easier to publish a PDF version than another PowerPoint or something else.
I did ask them for PDF. They didn't send it?
I personally called to ensure we got it. I didn't know if you did that. Whatever. I mean, the squeaky wheel gets oiled. So it is online. And then just for the record, the article that Cynthia is referencing during her report is actually from 2023. The subject title is Bronx Community Boards Failed to Track Meetings. One of the quotes in that article says, community boards 10 and 11 covering the Northeast Bronx are the only ones in the borough that have uploaded minutes for every meeting since 2019, which is patently false, right? Depending on how you look at it. If you're talking about full board meeting minutes alone, yeah, that's true. If you're talking about committee meeting minutes at the time of the article, patently false. All right? Like, so while we are excelling, you know, there's a lot of room for improvement. And one way to help is by tracking those things down, hounding these people for it. Thank you.
Cynthia? See, I just want to say.
Yes.
Just want to say one more thing about transportation. During that presentation, they are discussing closing the ramp on I-95 going towards the Hutch North. They said they feel that it's due to reduced usage, but myself and Debbie discussed that we know there are many, many people that do use that. Yeah. So they are planning, they said they did a study. We asked to see the information about the study. They were supposed to send it, but I don't know if they did, because we don't feel that that is a ramp or an exit that is not used.
Yes. Thank you, Lisa. So just one other thing in terms of running meetings, I think it's important for the committee chairs, once again, and I've said this at other meetings, you have to try to maintain some sort of structure. Gallery is gallery, and that is where your guests are to speak. If you allow your guests, the gallery, to continuously interject during the meetings. It creates, it looks very chaotic online, and it's difficult to follow the flow of the meeting. So please, committee chairs and even members of the committees, you know, if you're in a meeting and there's constant interruptions from people, whatever, it's okay to say, 1 second, you know, this isn't the time, this isn't the place, redirect them to the office, to me, to Chris, to Harriet, whoever, but we really need to maintain some sort of structure. We can't expect our guests here today to follow a certain structure if we're not following it ourselves. Okay? Are there any other questions, comments? Is there any new oral, sorry?
Mic on? Yeah, just to give everyone an update with the city of Yes. Can you hear me? Okay, now that's great. So just to give everyone an update on the city of Yes. So Metro North is kind of what it is, directly related to the city of Yes, because once you put those stations in, you can get housing development. Just to give an update to everyone, the Metropolitan Transportation Authority highly anticipated Metro North stations access project has run into another delay. It has been pushed back for completion to, it was once 2027, now it's 2028 at the earliest. The project would extend Metro North access to Penn Station by building 4 new stations in the East Bronx, one of the city's most dire transit deserts. The station is Hunts Point, Parkchester, Van Nest, Morris Park, and Corp City, which will put about 500,000 residents within 1 mile radius to the railway, which will also give you direct access, almost 15 minutes to Manhattan. So it's delayed until 2028. That's my update on that one.
Any other old business or new business? Yes, FYI, our next meeting in October will be held at Oasis Mediterranean Restaurant on White Plains Road. The address is on the agenda. I know, be prepared to have some trouble finding parking. So if you can, you know, find carpool or whatever, do that. But that being said, motion to adjourn. Seconded by Rich. Meeting adjourned at 8:37 PM. Thank you all.
Dinner being served?